Bonafide Hustler here, and today we're going to go over something that I sold for 80 bucks that I picked up for right around 7. What's going on, guys and gals? Chris, the Bonafide Hustler, coming to you live from the inside of my garage, and today I'm going to show you an item that sold for 80 bucks that I picked up for like 7 bucks like 5 days ago. So before this thing goes into a box, let's discuss stuff, and I want to train you guys on a couple little things. Before we get to the content, make sure you follow me on Instagram at the Bonafide Hustler and get the free guide, which is the first link down below. That also puts you on a list, okay, to get the Cheddar report that comes out tomorrow, which is pretty cool. And also it makes sure that you know about my special deal for all of next week on the new guide that's coming out called RC 2 Bucks. And today we're actually talking about this guy right here. All right, I picked it up last week, like 5 days ago, put it on my Instagram story, and it was $6.48 from a Goodwill, and untested, no controller, none of that kind of stuff. Why did it sell for 80 bucks? I'm gonna kind of walk you through this thing right here. This is a retro / vintage Nico Lobo. This is a consumer grade RC. Basically, it's a toy grade RC brand Nico. Same thing like Tyco and New Bright. These are all toy grade RC brands, but this one's really interesting. It probably comes from like the late 80s or something like that. But this is a Lobo 2. There's a normal Lobo, there's a Lobo 2, there's even one called a Super Lobo, which I think is like yellow, really collectible. This one is in great condition, and today I'm going to show you basically how I made the decision to buy this thing within probably 20 seconds of looking at it. So first of all, I know that it's a interesting looking buggy because it looks like something from back in the day. I don't see any flat spots on the tires or anything like that, which is a huge sign because cars, trucks, or buggies typically from this era will start having some flat spots on the tire, and it'll look like something like this. Or this one might be like all the way down or something like that. It means improper storage, or you can get tire cracking or something like that. So I looked at that. We have 3 bumpers on this car. We have these, we have this one right here, and we have this one in the back. Those all look great. They're in terrific condition, uncracked. That's amazing. You have to understand that this thing probably was sold at Sears and places like Kmart. And this was something that, a kid could basically go in and buy. And it's not a hobby grade RC, but more so a toy grade RC in the sense that you can tell just with the bumper, it spans the entire length of the front wheel. So that way, if you hit it on a, side of your house or maybe a curb outside, it's not going to destroy a very fragile part of the buggy, which is right around here. Basically, when you're looking over a consumer grade RC or even a hobby grade RC, you want to start with this part right here. And these are the A-arms and the suspension. We want to make sure that there are no cracks in this one area. And it looks pretty good. We also want to see if there's any kind of resistance right here with the steering servo, which there's some resistance, which is great. That means that the servo is probably intact, looks good. The reason I'm doing all these kind of tests is because there's no remote close to it or a charger for the battery or anything like that, and so I can't charge it. So I have to kind of do this kind of stuff to make sure when I make the eBay listing to accurately describe this thing. Also, we have suspension back here that's looking like it is in good condition. Nothing seems broken. Motor is back in there, it's all protected. Actually, when you put these things upside down, if you take a look on the underside, there's like hardly any scratches on this, which is a really good sign. That means this thing was not used that much at all. The high and low switch, some of the cars will have a high and low speed switch back here. Here's the L and H. So you want to make sure that effortlessly goes back and forth. So that definitely works. And then, everything else looks pretty good. I mean, look at the front bumper. There's like hardly any scratches on it. So we know this is in good condition. So yeah, basically, this is a Nico Lobo from probably the late 80s, and it sold for 80 bucks untested without remote. It's going to go in a box right now, and it's a pretty amazing survivor for the time, honestly. A lot of people that are probably watching this video remember cars like this, or buggies like this, or trucks like this, whatever, and the brand Nico, Tyco, and Radio Shack were like the 3 main brands for vintage / retro RC toy grade that you should be looking out for. All right, so there's your tutorial for today. And don't forget to pick up RCs to bucks when it comes out a week from now. All right, 1 week from now. This is an amazing guide. I just got the first draft back from my editor, and he was like, I had no idea that RC stuff was so technical and there was so much money to be made in it and that kind of stuff. Because I asked, what are your impressions of the guide? And he was like, it's technical. It's such a technical niche, which is so cool. And once you learn, just barely learn some of it, you can make some serious money. So I wanted to share this thing with you, and hopefully you guys pick up the guide when it comes out. I'll see you on the next Bonafide Hustler video, which will be tomorrow. And until then, take it easy. Goodbye.